state, per county, per office, and get information from them. You have to find out about the titles. That's why we need title insurance. That's why we need title deed insurance. That's why we need title agencies, because they have to make sure and go through there, the paperwork. There's so much room for error. If we're going into blockchain, we're not going to have that errors. We're going to have a decentralized platform where everyone is going to be able to know exactly where it came from, where it's going. Buying and selling across waters, across borders is difficult. It needs a middleman, fiat exchange, brokers, regulatory measures where there is room for fraud and manipulation. This goes exactly from paperwork to middle person putting something different in. There's translations of Chinese to English to Korean to Japanese. There's so many different aspects of what could be manipulated, and we hope that blockchain is going to help fix that problem. Deed titles will be rewarded for transparency by copying or taking the place of government records. There are so many laws and regulations into the government as far as the commerce goes for deeds and titles that it's very hard to get into that space. And we really believe that that is why it hasn't changed yet. And that's where we're going to come in and make a difference. There's already some companies out there right now that has already done a transaction for homes, and we are very excited to be working with them. We've talked to them a couple times, and we'll hopefully be meeting them later this month, actually in San Francisco. Get some more knowledge from them to where we can start to have deeds recorded onto the Tron platform. So in the United States, holds a record of every property in its own county. We've gone over that one. So this seems to create a problem with real estate recording and has not changed in the last 100 years. They have changed laws, but the way it is recorded has always stayed the same. The laws of changing of how you're going to record it, how everything is going to be done, how things are gone through with the process. That has changed through the years, but the same paper trail has been going on. On the blockchain, you will be able to record deeds. Recording deeds on the platform will be vital to the success of the project. Our mission is to go, just like now, from mail, from the post office, from sending letters out everywhere, went to email. We feel like blockchain real estate is going to do the same thing. So the recording of the deeds on the blockchain will allow for transactions to take place faster in hours, not weeks or months. Right now, if you buy a house, if you buy a property overseas, it's going to take weeks or months. You have to have middle people through the entire process. Being on a decentralized exchange, it will have hundreds of verifications for its recording. So what we're going to do as well is we're going to have our token, Smart Real Estate Token, that is on the Tron platform. We're going to make it onto exchanges. You're going to be able to buy and sell real estate with our token. And we really think that this is a great use case because the technology that we can bring into the space and being able to buy with crypto is an amazing feat. Real estate is already a $270 trillion industry. We really expect for the blockchain to increase revenue by $2.7 trillion, allowing for more investors, more cross-border transactions. A lot of people that we've talked to that from, especially the China market, they own over $17 billion worth of real estate in the US. That could be tripled, if not more than that, because by the time they get through the middle person, they get through their interpreters, they get through the bank, the fiat being switched over from yen or whatever currency they have over to the US. Coming over to the US and actually talking to a broker and getting hold of somebody, it's a long process. By the time that ends up happening, even halfway through that process, they are having a problem with it's already sold. Because there's so many people coming and going, especially within the United States. This is where we really feel that the blockchain will be able to get from one point to the other point using two brokers and no middle person. That's where we need to really have it registered onto the platform. So one of the things that we're going to do and move forward, we really need to get the word out there. Now, why I'm here and why I'm trying to get the word out is to get smart real estate out there, for everyone to realize that blockchain technology is really good for real estate. We have joined up with eXp Realty. This is a real estate company that is now available around the world. They have agents in Mexico, United States, Canada. They are now going into the EU, and they are also in Australia. Why is this good for us? Because like I said before, there's other real estate blockchain companies out there that are trying to have people buy and sell on the blockchain, trying to sell properties, and they're just kind of out there. They're a little bit of the puzzle. Now, what we want to do is we want to join with a bigger company. They are a publicly traded company, and they are actually, they have an online campus. They have no brick and mortars at all. So what happens with that is that they have a lot more people, a lot more profit that they can send out. They do give stock shares for every time that they buy and sell a property. We are a part of that, and we are recruiting. We are bringing people on with us to be on our direct line. If we have 300, 400, 500 people under us that we bring on to eXp, this is a direct line that we can have to give them information about blockchain, about smart contracts, how to buy, how to sell blockchain, and we can reward them at the same time with our token. So we really feel like if we can get out ahead of these other companies that are out there already, it's going to be a lot better for us and for the investors out there. All right, so we're going to move on to Tron. We are a token on the Tron network. We want to kind of give you a little bit aspect of what happens with the SRs. A super representative is someone in the top 27, is someone who earns the right to create blocks for the Tron network. They also receive 32 Tron every 81 seconds by running a witness node on the Tron network. So what you do is you go on, buy Tron from any exchange, deposit your Tron onto tronwallet.me or on the app created by Tron members, or go on to the alternative, tronscan.org. Go on, create your wallet, and make sure that you are going on and save your private key. You go onto some of these other Binance or Cryptopia or any other exchange, and the private key is already there. With this, you have to make sure you keep your private key. If you ever lose your private key, your money is gone. And that is one of the downfalls on crypto. Keynote, always test tokens before you send them all. Test one, send one over, make sure it's there. Make sure that you're sending that one, it gets over there. After you do that, send the rest of them over and you know you're good to go. After that, you're going to freeze your tokens for a minimum of 3 days. You will not be able to trade your TRX during the time of the 3 days. Over 7.2 billion tokens are currently frozen on the Tron network. This creates bandwidth for the network, and it is exceptionally helpful as far as the transactions of the network. Of course, we ask to vote for Smart Real Estate XRE, that is our symbol. Receive TRX and Smart Real Estate tokens every day. Even if you're not voting for us and you're going through and you're voting for someone else, you're gonna get TRX free every day. We just sent out, when we were representative for Tronics, we were sending out 20,000, 25,000 TRX a day to all of our voters. Now, when you send that many out, we had about 3,300 voters. And so that was already gone through all those voters, through the percentage-wise. For the token that we have, we actually send out a portion of the Tron that you vote with. So if you vote with 1,000,000 Tron, you're going to get a 0.1% of that total every day. Currently, we are working with other DX exchanges to have this tradable. We were formerly Tarquin token, and we had switched over to Smart Real Estate for marketing wise and to move forward with the real estate. So we were on an exchange with that, and we are talking with other exchanges to make sure that we are being able to be traded on there as well. So you can definitely buy more tokens on the Tron network. Once blocks are created, average payout is about 15,000 among all voters. Token rewards are sent out at 0.1% of your total TRX vote. What is Tron and why should you pay attention? Tron is developing a Web 4.0 which will allow user data ownership and also to decentralize the internet. Justin Sun, who is the CEO of Tron, has a great vision. He has a lot of backing and has a great vision of what he wants to do and how he wants to do it. The market size of online gaming is expanding every day. Currently, 2.2 billion online games are expecting revenue of a US dollar of 108.9 billion by the end of 2018. This platform is supposed to be made it feasible for developers to build web-based gaming platforms and experience complete decentralization. There are a lot of games on Tron. This is something that Tron really wants to make sure that they get into, and gaming is where it's at for Tron. There was a lot of good games on there. I've met a lot of good people when I went to the Tron Summit last month in San Francisco. A lot of great developers working on some projects. So do your due diligence on every project. So not investment advice at all. Tron has a DPoS by rewarding top 27 SRs, 32 Tron per block for running a witness node. Running the witness nodes helps the process of the Tron payments go faster, the transactions per second, which is actually a lot faster than Ethereum. So it's something that they're very proud of. So this is something that is going to be on the website, and I'll just play this for you real quick. This is just a little bit of an explanation of how to go on and vote, and you guys will be able to see this a little bit later as well. I don't think it's going to play. So, but it should be on the website, and you guys will be able to see this, and it'll be a full access to that. All right. So, do we have any questions from the audience so far? Yes, sir.
Are there any actual pieces of real estate that have been tokenized, or would? Because I know some projects are doing that. What is this project typically focusing on? Is it the tokenization of the actual asset, dividing it up into?
So there are a bunch of companies out there, or development companies that are out there that are trying to move into a vast amount of real estate. So they're trying to take a property, and then they're going to take a portion. So they're going to have like 500 people invest into that one property, and then you can sell that off, and then you can go on to something else, and then somebody else buys it from you. We've looked into that, and we really are thinking there's room for error there. There's room for manipulation, and that's something that we really want to look more into. But there are people doing that right now. There are people out in the world getting deeds recorded onto their platforms. I think I just read one about Africa. They had a portion of the country out there. They were working with the town to try to get everybody decentralized with blockchain. So there's actually another company out there that sold a house in San Francisco with crypto. They bought it with fiat, but it was recorded onto the blockchain. So these are the different aspects that we're looking into. We've been in the space for about 6 months, but we've been in the real estate direction for about the last 2 to 3 months. So these are some of the things that we're really looking into and hope to have done by Q3. Yes, sir.
How many Trons do you have to have to be voter?
You want like,
Yeah, how many Trons do you have to, in a wallet to vote, to be one of those voters?
So you can have as many as one. You can have one, you can have 1 million, you can have any amount. But when you're voting for people, you just got to remember that there's going to be other voters out there with more amount. And say if there's 20,000 Tron a day that's going to be able to given out as rewards, then the higher percentage ones are going to get the most amount. So if you only have like a 0.001%, you might get like less amount. If you're looking at, the higher percentage, then you're going to get around 10 to 15. And there's actually a website that I can include on this for when they put it on the conference website. And it tells you exactly how many per SR that you can vote for, the amount, and then what you're going to get from them.
All right, thanks.
Go. Okay. Any other questions? Anybody have any? All right. All right. Well, that is all I have for you guys for right now. If you guys have any questions or anything that you guys want to ask me later, I'll definitely be here for you. And I appreciate you guys coming in. All right, thank you.